So we are back, Peanut Gallery. I'm going to let you take it away.
Yeah, what should AEW do with Jack Perry now?
Fire him.
I think that's kind of the whole spiel there. I think that with everything that has come out, I think Jack Perry was the one that initiated the fight.
No, CM Punk was the one who put hands on Perry first.
But Jack Perry was the one who made the comment.
I don't care about the comment. That's why he's only suspended and not fired. You can say, I touched on this, you can say something, but as soon as you put hands on somebody, that's when it becomes a dangerous environment.
But we're not talking about CM Punk anymore. We've talked extensively about CM Punk's issues. Let's talk about Jack Perry. And you suggested that he should be fired. Now, why do you suggest he should be fired?
So I think the perception of Jack Perry is going to be radically different. And I don't want them to fire him because he deserves it. I want them to fire him for his own good. Because I think him being suspended indefinitely does nothing. Mm-hmm. Is he still getting paid? If he's still getting paid, then he's going to learn nothing. He's a kid.
Right.
Do what WWE did with some of these other talents. Fire them and then maybe rehire them when things start cooling down a little bit. Because Jack Perry is going to be hot fire right now.
Right.
Did he do it with anybody else? Have you read into more of the situation? Anything else with Jack Perry?
No, I have not. No, I have not.
So really, this was a one-off.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are calling for Jack Perry to be fired.
Yeah.
My views are, I think they will.
Yeah, I think that they will eventually as well. But I think it really just depends on how fast things die down with the CM Punk situation. And I also don't think that if Jack Perry gets fired, I don't know if it's going to be a Tony Khan AEW decision or if it's going to going to be a Warner Brothers Discovery decision.
Yeah, because keep in mind, Warner Brothers Discovery has a lot of pull in this, and I am sure that they even made the call because the chief legal officer for the Jaguars and for AEW was very heavily involved within the firing of CM Punk.
Right. And I don't know how much input Warner Brothers Discovery had on that decision, but I'm sure that they are not happy with said decision being made.
I couldn't imagine them being very happy about it.
Especially because of the existence of Collision was because of CM Punk.
Literally.
Warner Brothers Discovery wanted CM Punk back on television. And now that marquee person is gone, I think that Warner Brothers Discovery is going to have a major decision to play when it comes to Jack Perry.
Yeah, and not only that, but what about the future of Collision as a whole? Now, I think they are having a special Friday version of Collision next week. I could be wrong about the date, but they are having it on Friday.
I think that they're testing the waters to see if Collision would do better on another night. Also, as we know, Ace Steel was also fired by AEW this week as well. And I think a lot of that has to do with the CM Punk situation. I think that CM Punk and anyone associated with him in some form or another is going to see that firing happen.
Yep. Now, with Andrade El Idolo putting out that tweet thanking CM Punk, what about FTR?
I don't know that talent like that are going to necessarily be fired.
I think they're going to be very heavily taken off of television.
I think that they're going to take a hit by being taken off of TV, which is unfortunate because FTR.
That is so petty. FTR are the literal tag team champions, and they're defending them next week.
And I don't know what their future prospects look like for holding on to said tag team champions.
I know they signed a long-term extension with the company, so I think they will be there, but they will not have the prominent position as they had in the past.
They're going to take a back seat, I think, especially with.
I think Tony Khan is that petty.
I think especially with the Elite still having a little bit of a pull as well.
Yeah.
And obviously we do have to talk about the Elite because the Elite are still very heavily involved in decisions like this.
I have never seen executive vice presidents act more childish ever. like they put out a I'm not sure if you saw the clips of being the Elite, but they had a Pepsi and Kenny Omega drinks like, oh, this is like gasoline, and then they showed like all these Coke products, and I'm sitting here, they were doing laps around and doing this celebration. I'm like, I have never seen such absolute childish behavior from executives of literally any company.
Makes you wonder if CM Punk had a point.
He did have a point. I am still firmly established 100% that CM Punk was right about the higher ups. Tony Khan is a coward. He is immature, and it's clear that he is. Right. Look at his actions on social media. It's not good.
Right.
The Elite's video. It's childish.
Well, because they're given pretty much free reign to do whatever they want.
Yeah, they could kick a bag of puppies and people would actually say that the puppies deserved it.
Right.
It's so bad, and it's such that's still toxic.
Right. I don't think that this situation is going to die down anytime soon.
No, I think it's if they're going to continue to act like this, it's only going to go up. It's only going to escalate.
I think that I don't think CM Punk himself wanted the locker room division to happen, but because there isn't a strong presence backstage, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, there is no definitive.
There's no
leader.
hierarchy.
Right.
There's no one leading the charge. The fact that WWE is thinking about, they even put the thought in the head. There are some people within WWE to bring CM Punk back. If they are that confident in bringing him back, that means that they already have a structure in place. Or that with the knowledge of CM Punk coming in, he has to know his place within the WWE.
But it's not only that, but it's locker room culture.
Right.
And people are like, oh, well, they don't have they do have the hierarchy. There
is a hierarchy still within wrestling promotions of locker room leaders. That is still a thing that exists.
Yeah, that is it. Seth Rollins is shown as a locker room leader there, and then if Brock Lesnar comes in, he is that power, and it's like he's. I've heard nothing but good things about Brock Lesnar.
And then on the SmackDown side, you have Roman Reigns, who is very clearly the leader of the locker room.
Exactly. Then you have also AJ Styles, who might be there because he's there more on a permanent basis, or Paul Heyman. There are people who keep certain things in line to where if problems do happen, there is a mediator.
Right.
There's no mediator within AEW. Tony Khan's not a mediator.
He can't mediate shit.
Look at it. WWE has been around for so long, and I can probably say Booker T and Batista's fight at the SummerSlam commercial. It wasn't even like a full confrontation with CM Punk, Mr. McMahon, and Triple H. That didn't happen. Really, the only stuff that I can think of for backstage locker room fights were in the 90s, but that was such a different culture.
Right.
AEW's been around for 4 years, and I can name Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara, Eddie Kingston, Claudio Castagnoli, CM Punk and the Elite, CM Punk and Jack Perry, and those are just the ones that I can name off the top of my head. Give me 5 minutes to do research. I could probably find 10 different. Oh, Sammy Guevara and Andrade El Idolo, they got into a fight.
Yeah.
There's no leadership.
Right.
There's no structure in place for anybody there.
Right. And I think that with this one, with obviously with CM Punk being fired, that was a good first step to take because obviously you cannot handle CM Punk. He's just a hard character to handle. Mm-hmm. So that was a good first step to kind of get the problem out of the way. But now you run into this problem of all these different characters
they can do whatever they want.
Right.
They can make stupid little vlogs that make them look petty and dumb.
But let's get away from the Elite for a minute.
I'm sorry, that whole thing just really upset me.
I know. Well, let's get away from the Elite for a minute and talk about the other characters who were involved. Obviously, Ace Steel being fired, that was another good step because he could
have been the eyes and ears of Punk while he was away.
Exactly. And obviously, Ace Steel and CM Punk have a very long history.
And Ace Steel can stir that pot continuously and bring the company
out.
Right,
because now Ace Steel knows kind of what the drama is. Mm-hmm. With Jack Perry, the jury is up whether or not he should be fired. I don't think he should be fired, but I don't know how long this problem is going to persist, and I don't know what it's going to take for the problem to go away.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about it, is we are at an impasse at this point.
Jack Perry has to be off of television until the whole situation dies down.
But will the whole situation die down? I don't know that.
I do not believe so. I do not believe that this situation will die down like the Elite, like Tony Khan,
Right.
like AEW want. It just won't.
No, it won't. And so I guess we'll see what happens in the future. But I want to put that thought into people's head. It's like, how long do you think this situation is going to last?
Exactly. Leave a comment. I'm curious on knowing what other people's perspectives are on this.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, when we come back, we're going to cover All Out.
out.